How the outer space dark, but the sun up there?
I love this question. This is such a good question.
Somebody lying.
Oh, if our sun is so close to us, why isn't the entire solar system lit up? Well, what should it light up? Like, what is it making bright? Light itself is traveling in the form of something called a photon. Now, photons themselves aren't actually bright. The light you see is from when photons hit things, and it gets a little bit complicated in terms of that energy getting reflected and absorbed and released, but what's important is that what you're seeing is the collision between photons and stuff, and that is getting reflected to your eye or a camera. So on Earth, sunlight, photons emitted from the sun, hits our atmosphere, which scatters all of that light and reflects it, and it interacts with the air and all of the stuff around us, so everything's bright. But space is a nearly perfect vacuum, the vacuum of space. So what that means is that most of the stuff in space is in planets and moons and asteroids, and between those things, there's not really stuff. There's no particles, not even air, to reflect that light. But those objects that sunlight can and does hit are bright because they're colliding with the photons, and that's why planets and moons are bright. They're colliding with the photons. It's also why spacecraft traveling through space are bright. So we're just so lucky to have an atmosphere that these photons are hitting and bouncing off of and scattering and reflecting light underneath it. Because if we lived somewhere that didn't really have an atmosphere, like the moon, there would be no bright sky. The only things that would be bright are the stuff that sunlight's hitting, like the people and the surface. But then it's just darkness.